Thank you for joining us. I'm Michael Miller. This is Live with Miami's Community News, and our guest today is the lovely, effervescent Jean Marie Massa. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You are the recycling manager at Miami-Dade Solid Waste Department.
Yes, I am.
And I love recycling.
You do, I do too.
I think that's the title of the show.
It is.
And you brought all this stuff so we can talk about recycling. But from the big picture, there are some people that really like to recycle.
Yes, I would say they even love it.
And why is that?
Well, it gives you the opportunity to do the right thing. You take something that has a second life and you give it its second life, or third or fourth, and it's a really good thing, and it makes you happy.
A lot of people just have this vague idea what happens. They put it into some container, and then somebody, whoever that is, comes by and they take it away, and then they have this blue cart left in front of their house.
Right.
So let's talk about for a moment what happens when they take the recyclable things, which we're going to talk about in a minute.
Okay.
But let's say it's all recyclable. It goes into the blue cart.
Right.
What happens?
Oh, this is great. Okay, so the recycling truck, which may look like a garbage truck, but it clearly says recycling, comes by on your recycling day and empties the cart into the truck, gets compacted, goes on, picks up many, many, many more homes. Then it goes to what we call a materials recovery facility, a MRF. And that's where it's separated. And a lot of people think that there's like hundreds of people that, are picking up bottles or picking up cans or whatever, but most of it is automated. But at the very beginning, there are people. And the reason they're there is because, oh my gosh, they have to pull out the stuff that you should not put in your cart. No matter how much you love recycling, there are items that are not acceptable in our program. And we've tried to make it really, really simple. I mean, we're talking bottles, cans, paper, cardboard, and cartons, which are milk and juice cartons. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else.
And so lots of times we're like little kids that we want to start off simply.
Yeah.
So what are 2 or 3 things they could start off and they don't have to think about it very much?
Just think bottles, cans, paper. I mean, that's it. Bottles, cans, paper. The
Right.
rest is a little,
And so I think a lot of people get these cardboard boxes nowadays, all right?
You
Like incessantly,
think?
all right? Right?
Yeah.
So here's some cardboard.
I
right
just
here.
happen to have some with me.
How about that?
Yeah, I even have a note on it. It says remind people to flatten. So everybody gets oh my gosh, the amount of cardboard that has come in the last 2 years has been phenomenal. So if you're getting stuff at your house in boxes, first thing you have to do, empty the box. And, we don't want any of the packing material. If you got something that came with the little styrofoam, whatever, just empty the box. And then you want to flatten it and put it in your cart, because obviously you're going to be able to fit a bunch more stuff in there if you flatten it. And never put like a box or anything on top of the cart, because people don't realize when the truck comes by, it kind of picks up the cart. Well, as it's lifting the cart, anything that's on the top is going to fall on the ground.
So most cardboard's pretty clean.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right, we get it. We cut it open. Oh, what did we get today? And then there's another box at the inside. And then,
Right.
All right. So cardboard's a really big deal.
Yes.
Right. To flatten it and get it in and put it in there, and not to mash it down in there too much.
Right. And also, you want to be careful, because like, let's say you get a big box, but it fits in your cart, especially if you like jam it down a little bit. Bad, because when the truck comes to empty it, it grabs it, which pushes in the sides just a little bit on your cart. So when it goes to lift it in, dump it in, it doesn't come out because it's being held there. They give it a try, but
And so I can imagine cardboard boxes going in there, and metal cans.
Oh,
right?
yeah. So, great. Aluminum is great. I didn't bring a tin can, but like soup, all that that's great. Empty so important.
And some other big uses of recyclable stuff would be stuff for your washing machine and your dishwasher.
Oh, yeah. Plastic. I mean, all kinds of plastic bottles are fine. Doesn't matter. If it's got a narrow neck, which means the opening is smaller than the rest of it, that's considered a bottle, and it's fine for recycling. Make sure it's empty. Even your stuff for the groceries, cleaning the right. Is it's got, as long as it has a narrow neck, we call them bottles. That's easy.
So let's say we go on over to our favorite food store and we get the food in the deli or
Yeah,
wherever,
yeah.
and it comes with the like one of those right there,
Like one
like
of
this.
these?
So tell us about that container,
Okay.
the clear
Yeah.
one.
Or even this. Right, right. Not good for recycling. They're not acceptable in our program. They're not bottles. And when the easiest thing to do for plastic, if you're not sure, is say to yourself, "Oh, is this a bottle?" No. If it's not a bottle, don't put it in the cart.
And they can put that into the green cart.
Yes. And you know what? That will become electricity.
So that's interesting. So the guys and ladies that come and pick up out of the green carts,
Mhm.
they take it over and they can get about 1,000 homes during the day,
Right, right.
And they take it over to ultimately it goes to Doral
Yes.
area
Mhm.
and it gets incinerated.
Yes, and it's actually burned, and that produces steam, which boils water, produces steam, generates electricity right there at the plant. And I think, oh my gosh, we power the plant, of course, but I think we power like 35,000
And
houses
Homestead.
too. Yeah, yeah,
And Homestead's very proud to have their own plant down there.
yeah.
So, and how long typically does it take for once the product, the recycling material is in your plant there?
Mhm.
All right, that's different than the stuff that
Yeah,
gets
right,
burned.
at the MRF, the
Okay.
materials
So
recovery facility.
from the time it's on your floor until it's bundled up and hauled away to a company that buys that from you.
Okay, that is probably almost on a daily basis. Pretty much what comes in today gets processed and is probably shipped out by the next day.
So Jean Marie, on plastic and on the cans, I understand there's a pretty fast turnaround before it gets back to the consumer.
The cans are something like 3 weeks or something. I mean, it's crazy. But I'm pretty sure that's it. I mean, from the time you finish your soda and you empty it out, put it in the recycling cart, goes to the plant, and it's like 3 weeks before it comes back in an aluminum can.
So
4
when we
weeks.
look at the last 20, 25 years about this movement to help save the world, all right? It seems to have made some advances a lot. And now that we're talking about so many things being solar battery operated and big pushes on that. And we saw some last night on the Super Bowl commercial,
Right.
the big trucks for the men. Oh, all right. Order yours now. I'm not sure what that means for us.
Not sure.
Date. But what it says is that we're paying a lot of attention,
Yeah.
To our environment. And we look at people like Elon Musk, who is absolutely brilliant, all right? And there's his brain operates different than most of ours, all right? And God bless him. He's changed the world. All
Truly.
Right? And so this is all part of that.
It is. It is. It's all part of the of reducing, reusing, recycling. That's the thing. Reduce, reuse, recycle. And I mean, this is a little bit off topic, but I got to tell you, don't litter, don't drop anything on the ground. I mean, the whole thing with plastic, the worst thing you can put in your recycling cart is a plastic bag. And a lot of times people will put their good recyclable material inside. They think, oh, this is good. This will be nice and clean. Well, it doesn't get recycled because as the bags are coming along the line, and the MRF is very, very cool. It uses people as well as machinery to sort. But the first thing are people, because that's the quickest thing. They pull off any kind of plastic bag gets pulled off.
So we know what happens. If you run over that with the lawnmower, it becomes string.
Oh, my gosh.
And it'll wrap that engine up in just a second.
And okay, so at the MRF, there's miles and miles of conveyors, and people think of conveyors as like a rubber conveyor or something. But many of the conveyors are actually they're called star screens because instead of a flat plastic or rubber conveyor, they're actually stars, and they kind of are shaped like this, and the stuff bumps along. And what happens is small things like bottle caps, anything smaller than like 2 inches, falls through. So that way they get rid of that right away. That becomes residue. They get rid of broken glass, sand, whatever. So that's good. That gets rid of that right away. But the other thing about these, they grab the bags, and the bags wrap around. And do you know they have to shut down the plant every 2 hours to dig out the bags? It's just incredible. It just disables the whole plant. So are plastic bags recyclable? Yes, they are. Not in your blue cart, but you can bring them back to the grocery store. Every grocery store has a place for your plastic bags.
So one of the things I've learned is how to say no to somebody that's offering me a plastic bag
You can do that
at a
too.
drugstore.
Mhm.
And now they actually sometimes they ask me, "Did you want a bag?" And I go, "No, thank you." In the old days, in a bag with the receipt in my hand,
Right.
you know, so I wouldn't be like accosted in the parking lot.
Right. I've paid. Yes.
And so I'm seeing that's now getting, when the clerks are asking, that means a lot of people are saying, "I don't want them."
Right.
Right.
That's
Which
right.
is really, truly amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And so at first it was difficult for me to say, I would just take it out of the bag.
Right.
Now I just tell them I don't need a bag.
Right.
I don't want the receipt. I'm not giving you my phone number. All right.
Right.
Here.
Yeah. No, just let me give you money. You give me my item. Thank you.
And so what happens is when we learn that, how to do that, ultimately the manufacturers will create less bags because the demand changes.
That's true. Supply and demand. I didn't even think about that, but yes.
And so let's talk about the world famous pizza boxes.
Oh, I know. I didn't bring.
You
my
just told us
pizza
that we can
box.
put cardboard into
Yeah,
in
yeah.
there, but
I know, in life, isn't
Yes.
there just always that? Okay, so the problem with pizza boxes they're greasy. I mean, and if you get a pizza that isn't greasy, you got gypped. I mean, I wouldn't eat it if I were you. So all that good oil seeps into the cardboard and it just keeps seeping in. So even if there's like a couple of drops or something, over time that really seeps in there. And we don't have any paper manufacturing plants in Miami or Dade County or Florida. Okay, so everything is shipped out. So you figure it's on a truck, it's whatever, it's going across the country. And that's a lot of time for that oil to get in there. So by the time the bale gets to where it's going, it's an icky mess. So just no pizza boxes. And like I said, if you don't have any oil in your pizza box, you got gypped.
so pizza boxes into the green, the green.
To become electricity.
Right. It's truly amazing when you look at that. And again, to see the plastic single-use bottles change in the thickness.
Right.
Of the,
oh my gosh, yes. Which brings me to something important. When you're putting your bottle in, you can give it what I tell people is empty it out, give it a squish, put the cap back on, and you can put it in your cart. But don't make a hockey puck out of it. The funny thing, because now even I can make a hockey puck out of it. You just go like that. But the readers, the electronic readers on the lines that sort out the plastic, don't know what kind of plastic it is. So that's why you just need to go like that, not like that. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw this out.
So when we look in 10 years, the strength of the soda cans has changed.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And before it'd be like you had to be really be a man.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Or,
right. I couldn't do it.
And the same with the bottles. Before, for a lot of people don't remember, the bottles used to be really strong. They would just always stand there. And now it's like we've all managed to figure out plastic's not as strong as the old one. So it might be tipping over a little bit. So that's the way it is. Right?
That's right. But it uses a lot less plastic.
So, and this right here is for Valentine's Day.
It is. It's because I love recycling, but also wanted to tell you this is not recyclable. Okay. Any kind of event that you have, there's all kinds of wonderful ornaments and things you can put up. They're not recyclable. Remember, it has to be a bottle, a can, paper, cardboard, or carton.
And if people want to go on a video tour,
yes,
where can they do that?
Oh, miamidade.gov/solid waste. And just, look at our website, go down, and at the bottom are all the videos. It is so cool. There's like a 2-part video of the MRF and how it works. I mean, it's a guided tour. It's really cool. And you can even see how our waste to energy plant works. And there's also a kid video, we call it, that kind of tells you in kid terms what happens to your garbage after you throw it out. All kinds of wonderful videos, miamidade.gov.
So when my daughter was about this big a few years ago, she came home, "Daddy, if you hit me, I'm going to call the police." And so I said, "Where did you learn that?" She says, "At school." I said, "Good."
It's good.
So the kids learn this stuff at a very young age.
They do.
Right? And this is the type of thing that you want a lifetime of people being more involved with us.
It's true. And things change, but the more involved you are, the more you know about what is okay, what isn't okay, whatever, and why. So
we see that the county, under the current administration, has made decisions to make everything better as far as the environment. We know that the city, the county hired their Bay officer,
right,
Rella Bagay,
Mhm.
right? And last year, the county picked up over 50 boats that were submerged,
Right.
right out of the water that were there, causing all sorts of grief. The county is also moving forward and figuring out how to deal with the 120,000 septic tanks that we have, right?
Yes.
And they're getting much more aware of what we are doing to the planet.
Right. Right.
And now that we have more believers than we did 20 years ago, all right? It's interesting. Yes, we're beginning to see all of that.
That's true. That's true.
And so my hat's off to the people from the county and the leaders and the residents and citizens that pay the bills.
Yes.
Can we talk about the bulky waste pickup? Different department?
Yes.
I mean, different division, same department.
Same department, different division. I am not like really versed on this, but we do have bulky waste pickup if you are in our service area. And I know we have just instituted a new way to order your bulky waste pickups. But I have to tell you, do not put anything on the curb until you order your bulky waste pickup because
you might get a warning
Well,
and or a
yeah.
ticket.
And people don't realize, COVID has been really a problem everywhere, and it has really worked on our crews, and it takes longer to get out there. So, maybe, a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, you could think, oh, well, I'm going to order and then I'll call and they'll come in a day. We can't do that anymore. So that's why never put anything on the curb until you've already called to get your
So they
pickup
can call
day.
311 and do that, or they can go online and they can search bulky waste pickup. It'll take you right to the website,
Right.
and you can order it there. And there's diagrams where you're going to leave it, when are you going to be out there. It's really very clever.
It is. It's very cool.
And I live in horse country, and people like to dump stuff on the side.
Oh,
So whenever I
yeah.
order it, I always take a picture of my stuff.
Smart.
All right.
Right.
And say, oh, that's growing. All right.
Mhm.
And if you see anybody dumping stuff there, do not stop them. Just
Call.
call and say, here's what's happening. And again, the people need to call ahead of time.
Yes.
So that when you put it out there, the code enforcement officer who's driving around trying to keep the streets, there's somebody.
They
that did
already
it.
know because they can put your address in and it shows that you've ordered a bulky waste pickup. So, and you're within your days,
It's
however
like
many
that
days.
the city parking meter guys. They know. The son of a gun.
They really do know all the time. I know.
And you in our blessed city here, they give you a minute and a half from the time you leave your car to walk the
To
thing.
go right.
And if
Right.
they drive by and I said, okay, sorry, Mr. Miller,
Yeah,
it was 3 minutes. Okay. All right. So let's
That's
see.
another story.
Yes. So let's talk about when sometimes people have these small propane cans.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And they're wondering what to do with them.
Oh, I am
What do they
so
do with them?
glad you brought that up because on the ones you can get them to fill up balloons and stuff, right? And I saw one, and it says on the can, "Recycle this," and I was going, "What?" So what they mean is either bring it back to the store, or if the store doesn't receive it, you can always go to our home chemical collection sites. There's 2 of them, one in Doral and one in South Dade, and they're open to everyone who lives in Miami-Dade County. It doesn't matter if you live in a city, if you live
So-
in an apartment, you live on a boat, you can come to our
So
home.
we don't want people putting propane gas tanks into
Anything.
anything.
Right.
Because that stuff's going to get compressed and
yes.
it's going to.
Not your blue card, not your green card. Please don't do that because really, really, people are injured by that.
Yes.
So,
So then we have I see this plastic Tupperware type of product. I know that's a brand, but a plastic container.
oh,
What do people do with plastic containers? Like the
yeah.
blue, like the blue.
This?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this is my basket,
I
that I
know
carry
that.
all my stuff in. This is wonderful. And you reuse this as much as you like. But if it becomes damaged or no good anymore and nobody else wants it, put it in your garbage. This is not a recyclable item.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and most areas twice a month will pick up recycling. They do it automatically if you put the blue
Every
can
other
in.
week. Yeah.
Every other week. Okay.
Yeah, really, and I say every other week because sometimes you get 3 pickups in 1 month,
Right.
depending on how the month goes.
And tell people where which way the handles should be facing.
Oh, okay, the handles. Okay, and this is weird because I was even confused on this. So the handles should face the house, which means when the cart opens, the opening should face the street.
Right.
Yeah.
I've had my cans for about 10 years.
Yeah.
Not the blue ones, the other ones. And I've been waiting. It's about time when I look at the bottom
Yeah.
and there's all the holes in it.
Yeah.
And that reminds me about holes in cans when people put in paint
Oh.
into their cans,
Oh, yes.
whether it's the blue one or the
Or the green one,
the
right.
green one.
First of all, no well, no paint should go anywhere, but don't even get a paint can near my recycling cart. Okay. It's not a food or beverage container. Okay. Or household cleaning product. Yeah. So what happens when you put that can of paint in your cart and it goes in the truck? At some point, there is a way for it to drip. I mean, it will drip. And it's like inverted to how soon your streets have been resurfaced. So if your streets have like just been resurfaced, then the paint will drip immediately. I don't know what kind of corollary that is, but that seems to happen. And I mean, I keep telling people, you're going to laugh. Okay. So this is not real. This is made up. Jean Marie made up, but we're working with some of the big box stores to put GPS in the paint so that when the paint drips on, we can do an analysis and find out which house it came from. And people go, really? Okay, no, we can't, but I wish we could. Don't, because you messed it up for your whole neighborhood.
So if people put that can into, it goes in the big truck and they squeeze it, it pops it open.
Right.
And lots of times that can, the top can open up and it drips on the street in front of your house or in front of some of your neighbors over there.
Yes, exactly.
And there are women truck drivers.
Oh my gosh, yes, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course. I remember, no, that used to be a male-dominated thing, you know. So I understand that the county was looking for some people. I saw some ads, right?
Oh, yes.
And
we're always looking for drivers.
Yes, it's pretty amazing when you think about it. They get to drive this big truck, right?
Yes.
And they put this arm out there and they watch it in the thing and they have the joystick like this.
Yes.
They pick bing, bing, bing.
It is so cool.
And one day I wound up being behind one in South Miami area. And it's like, I'm just going to sit and I'm going to watch. And sure enough, all right, with all the times in front of my house or the ones that I followed for a block or two, they get those cans right back down.
I know.
All right? And then it's like they don't fall over. It's really amazing.
It is. It really is.
You have like a training camp we could go to for.
I will ask. What fun that would be, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
My wife will send me there 5 days a week.
Every day. Right. Monitor. Yes.
All right. So recycling is really now throughout our system, right? And I'm so happy that the county's taking that position. And we enjoy seeing the public service announcements about recycling and how we're trying to take care of the bay better and take care of our streets. We saw some people dump some things down in Homestead, out on the on private property. Private property.
Yeah.
And in one case, they arrested somebody, but in the other case, the owner of the property had to clean it up because it was on his property. The county says it's on your property, not on ours. We understand what happened. But from what I've been told, there are cameras out to try to catch people. And if you think you can dump your garbage without you getting caught, think again, because one day you're going to get caught.
It's true. Right? It's true. And it's a terrible thing. I mean, it's such a waste of resources. I mean, the amount of people it takes to fix that, clean that up.
So if somebody dumps, just say it's a trunk load of stuff and put it there. The inspector sees it. He writes up a report, sends it in. All right. Then they have to send the truck with 1 or 2 people on it. Right. Then they have to pick it back up, put it into the vehicle, then take it to the dump. Right. And the guy could have taken it to the dump. I don't know how much money and time and energy, but it's a lot of energy to do stuff.
It's part of your fees because it's not like anyone donates their time to help clean up, drive the truck, clean up and so forth. So it has to be paid somehow. It's all part of the fees.
And I'm soon going to be taking my grandson to the dump.
Oh, you are? What fun.
Yes. And I'll go, come on. Let's get in the back of the truck and throw this stuff out. Really looking forward to it.
Oh, right? I can understand.
And it's going to be a lot of fun to be able, to do that. So here we are, second month of 2022.
Yes.
What are some things that the counties announced are going to be doing either with recycling or with some other programs?
Oh, well, I don't know. We're always doing something. I mean,
you have some pink trucks, I understand.
I was going to just say when you were talking about women drivers, our female drivers, not that they have to drive the pink truck, but it just so happens we have a pink tractor trailer truck because when we go to the transfer stations, the garbage trucks go. It's the regular people can't go to our solid waste transfer stations. But anyway, those have to go from the transfer station to the waste to energy plant. And so we use these great big tractor trailers, which are very cool. And we have a pink one. I mean, it is miles of pink. It is really cool. And we have pink rear loaders for neighborhood, picking up in the neighborhoods for regular garbage. And we have a pink trash truck, I think, too.
It's amazing to see how we're all just trying to get along
I
and make sure
know.
that works. And as I mentioned before, I live in horse country, and there's one road out there that people like to dump stuff on. Don't dump it out there because you're gonna get caught. All
You
right.
are going to get caught.
Yes, and you can come to your house and they can physically arrest you.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And nothing would please me more.
I know.
All right, than to
To see that happen. Right.
Not too many years ago, I saw some guy dumping, and I started taking some pictures, and he took off. So I
Get
got
the
a,
license plate.
I get a big fancy truck.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
followed him.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It was the wrong thing
Not
to do.
a good thing to
Not
do.
a good
Oh,
thing
I
to
was
do,
going to
but
say, oh my gosh.
For all the cowboys out there, I had a good time. Chased him down the street, chased him down 122nd and Bird Road. He's stuck at the light. He rolled down my window. I said, I got you. All right.
Oh my
So I
gosh.
called the police. They
Yeah.
said, well, is the trash still there? I said, I took a picture of it. I have it. So the police go to his house.
Oh, I love it.
And then they go, yeah, that was me. And some crazy guy was after me. I said, that was me. I don't suggest you do it,
No,
but it was a
please.
lot of fun.
Yeah, I
Right.
have to say, do not do that. Do
Especially in
not chase
today's
anybody
environment.
down. Yeah, yeah.
All right, Jean Marie Massa, thank you very much for being
Oh,
here.
we're done.
All right.
This was so much fun.
And keep recycling, everybody.
Yes.
Remember, just say, I love recycling.
Remember, I love recycling, but don't recycle this.
And happy Valentine's Day.
Same to you.
All right. Thanks for joining us, folks. Take care of yourselves and have a great day.